I won't be able to make this entry very long. So, I have a very distant memory of my father once calling me, well, not just once, but, at some point someone called me princess. Some point, fairy princess. Though the fairy princess thing, I think, was because I insisted upon it. A fairy warrior princess, because someone let me watch Xena way too early. It wasn't my mom. I think my grandmother just wasn't paying attention. She set me up with Lassie reruns, and I ended up watching Xena. She wasn't really watching me when she was watching me, and if she was, it wasn't pleasant. So, yeah. Even if I know he's dead, part of you never stops looking for your parents, even if you know they're dead. I can more decisively squash it with my mom, because there's no rational reason. But then my grandfather had to do something like that. What's still being hidden? Is the man who died not my dad, just someone who looked incredibly like him? Especially to 3-year-old me? Is he alive somewhere? My grandfather just doesn't want me to find him. Is there some other family secret that had him get that look on his face whenever he told me not to do a blood test, not to do a DNA test? It's really telling me like that. You can't really expect me to just not do it. I mean, of course I don't have the money to do it. What else is being hidden? I'm 30 years old. I shouldn't be still digging things up. Meaning they shouldn't still be being hidden like that. Yet even the fact that I have a paternal grandmother who wanted to be involved in my life was hidden from me until I was 28 years old. Obviously, a 24-year-old phone number didn't do me shit. I was told whenever I asked that my dad's family had wanted absolutely nothing to do with me and had never attempted to contact anyone. And then I find out that that was a lie, and that whenever I was 4 years old, even, my grandparents had my other grandparents' phone number with directions to call if they needed anything. And I've been lied to so much in my life that whenever my grandfather actually, there's not very many things that can put that look on his face. So, what is he really afraid of? What makes him so uneasy that I just can't take that DNA test? Because let me tell you something, the moment that I have money, enough money to do that, what do you think I'm going to do knowing that? I'm going to take the fucking test. So it's better just to be honest with me, but of course, none of them will ever just be honest with me. I have to keep on digging, and while I dig, I find out family secrets and skeletons in the closet that I didn't already know about. And honestly, just confirmation of a bunch of them that I did, because my grandmother really liked to brag. Yep, she liked to brag when it was to me, the person that couldn't do anything about it. person she destroyed so thoroughly that nobody would have believed me if I told them. Yeah, that person. I am infinitely aware how helpless I am in this world. I have no money, no power, and I am definitely not a princess. Although, I wonder if even a princess would have any real power in this world. I mean, let's look at the English royals. Even they only have the power people think they have. The title itself doesn't hold any power that you don't give it. Same thing with anything, really. Money, even our president. The thing is that a very small group of people is projecting as if they are like, yeah, Twitter isn't real, guys. It's only like 2% of the population posting there. And that's the American population, by the way. So, like, you've got a small minority that's just very, very fucking loud. And then you've got the rest of us that are not feeling that shit. The politicians that keep on following that. If they keep on following a very vocal minority, they will lead this country to ruin and themselves with it. But don't mind me, I just paid attention to history. People are stupid. I mean, as individuals, people can be very smart. But in large groups, just following along with each other, people are stupid. Stupid as fuck. There's a reason why people call them sheeple. Even before the term NPC was coined, it was sheeple, or sheep. It was not an endearing term, although some Christian sects or whatever, you can call them that too, or actually denominations or whatever. But I would call them sects because there are groups even within the denominations. Human thought is very complex. So, and even in groups where people agree, they don't agree. There are things that they disagree about. Like that. It's a reference to how sheep will follow the leader sheep off a cliff, even if they watch the other sheep die. So, you know, that thing that they show with lemmings that isn't actually true about lemmings? Well, it's actually true about sheep. They are about the closest thing that we know of that actually has something close to a hive mind-ish thing. It's like their minds, as far as we know, aren't really connected. It's just that socially they rely so much on each other that if the leader sheep goes off that cliff, they're going off that cliff. It's kind of why we need sheepdogs. Because literally sheep are stupid. They're that fucking stupid. They're cute. And wool is warm. You know, has kept our ancestors alive for generations. But sheep themselves are stupid. Calling someone a sheep is calling them a follower. It's saying, you're just believing blindly what other people tell you. Maybe you should learn to think for yourself and ask questions and accept uncomfortable answers when the evidence is fucking there. It is literally just saying that you've given up on free will. It is a slightly more polite way of calling someone dumb as fuck. At least more socially acceptable. After all, we can't just call people dumb as fuck in public. But also in recent years, you can't even call them sheep in public either. So, people on the internet have taken using the term NPC. That's literally the whole origin of it. It's just different words to refer to the same thing. Dumb as fuck. Complete follower. Unquestioning. Stupidity. NPC. It means that you are devoid of thoughts of your own. You are just completely following what everybody else tells you. If someone tells you something, you just repeat it. You're not really forming thoughts of your own. Just repeating everybody else's and opinions of opinions that someone else said before you, not really having a coherent thought of your own. That is literally what it means. And that is literally what calling somebody a sheeple means, too. It's just words change and adapt as the culture does. That's why whenever you learn a language, you have to learn the culture, too. Otherwise, you won't have the context to really understand the words. I am more than aware that I am just one woman. I am just one woman with no money, no power, who has beat my fists on the brick wall that is injustice in this world and failed. But no matter how many times I fail, I will never stop. But I will also be sort of not an SJW, because I'm not. I don't have anything to give but my words. So that's what I do. I leave a trail of words behind for my kids to find one day. For Rowan and Rohan. It's the only thing I can do. At this point, I am powerless to change that situation. And as far as that stuff goes, we're just grains of sand in a larger desert. Far from the only ones. You could dig through countless stories and never find ours. That is how numerous it is. This happened to so many people. It's not even rare. I wish it was.